Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 8 of the commissioned Canjo build project. Okay, so in the last video I was setting up the nut and the saddle on this neck, the saddle in particular for getting the intonation. That's glued in place, and I've shaped and filed that. I've given it all a final sanding, and now what I'm going to do is give it a coat of boiled linseed oil, which is what I use to finish pretty much everything I do now. It's a lot quicker, simpler and easier than trying to paint it or varnish it or stain it or any of that. And boiled linseed oil is really good for wood. It protects it. It doesn't leave it shiny, but I don't really go for that. So now it's a coat of boiled linseed oil, and then put the thing together. Okay, so first things first, clean-ish cloth and boiled linseed oil. I am gonna coat the whole thing, even what goes inside the tin, just to protect the wood. Okay, so here we go. So the trick with the boiled linseed oil is you can use a brush, but I tend to use a cloth, and you wipe it all over the thing, leave it a minute or two, and then wipe off the excess, because whatever is gonna soak into the wood will go fairly quickly. So you basically wipe it on, wipe it off, in theory. Okay, so here we go. Okay. I also quite like the smell of boiled linseed oil. I know I'm a bit weird, but there you go. Not everyone likes it. Yeah, as I said, it's just so much easier than trying to use paint or varnish or any kind of stain to finish the instrument. I much prefer using this. I think it looks quite a nice finish, to be honest. I'm not going to put too much on because I don't want to have to wipe too much off. There's not really much points there. Fretboard as well. Fretboard especially, to be honest. Okay. Make sure I get it in all the little nooks and crannies. Okay, it's looking rather good. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the boiled linseed oil. You can see it's got a bit of a sheen to it. It's not too bad. So just leave that a minute or two, and then wipe off the excess. Just make sure I've got all the hardware I need to put this thing together. One thing I haven't got, because I've been using just a temporary string to get everything set up, so I'm going to go and get a brand new string right now. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so there's the string I'm going to be fitting. It's a guitar B string. It's actually a 12 gauge string, so from quite a light set, 1047s I think they were, or somewhere around there. So that's a 12 gauge string. Now the practice, or the temporary string that I was using to set it up, was 11 gauge. So this one, yeah, is a bit bigger. It's 1/1000th of an inch thicker. So really no difference at all. Right, so I'm now going to just wipe off the excess boiled linseed oil from this neck. So where I've not sanded it properly, it's quite, because obviously that bit's going inside the can, it's a bit tacky. 50, but that's fine, no problem at all. so we're not even going to be using that part of it. That'll be down inside the can. That's actually finished rather nice. I like that. I said I really like using the boiled linseed oil. It's quick, simple, easy, and you know it does what it's supposed to do. It protects the wood, gives it a little bit of a sheen. Personally I don't like a super shiny finish on an instrument. I like a sort of satin finish, if you like, and that's what this boiled linseed oil will give you, kind of a satin finish. There we go, that's lovely. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to start putting the thing together. So I've got my can with the lid, and I've got my tuner, I've got various screws here. I did have my string and now I lost it. Oh, it's there. My string. What else do I need? That's it, I think. So, with, sort of fitting everything up and everything, I've found that once I've got the tuner on, I can't put this top on, so I'm going to put this on first. So let me just think about this, make sure I get this the right way. Okay, so I'll put that over. Now I've already cut the top out of this, so that goes through there like that, and I've left a bit of a V so that the string has got some room to vibrate. And I'm hoping, should be okay. I'm hoping that we get enough sound out of this, and if not, then I'll probably put a couple more holes in the top of the lid here. It should be okay. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Okay. Oh, one more thing I need is the ferrule for the tuner. I think I'll put that in first, actually. So that goes in the front of there. I'll need my little rubber mallet to tap that home. It's a bit tight, but it should be okay. So you have got to be careful when you tap these in, because they're not made of cast iron or anything. So they could potentially crack, and worse still, you could crack the wood. So I'm just going to use the corner of my table for this because it's quite sturdy. If I can just get the mat out of the way, 1 second. Okay. That's going in nicely, actually. It's looking good. That's a perfect fit. I want it to be tight because I don't want it to come out, and I don't want to need to glue it. Okay, so that's the ferrule in, flush against the top of the head there. I'll just give it a couple more taps just to make sure. Okay, so now I'll put this part. Actually, think about this. Come on, man. Yeah, no, that's right. Put that on first, and then I'm going to attach the tuner. Let me just turn you around here. This is where I'm going to be doing most of this. Oh. My bench is a mess. I'm not going to show you that. It's a mess. Okay, so now I'm going to put the tuner in. Just going to test fit it. Now that the ferrule's in, it should be fine. All looks good. Okay, so we'll actually. Right, so now to screw in the tuner. It's a bit fiddly. Find somewhere I can do that. Okay, that's good. Right, so in goes the first screw. Just going to put it in about halfway, get it started, and then the other screw in, there. just going to do these screws up slightly tight, but not all the way tight, because I just want to make sure that the tuner is in alignment and turns okay. Yeah, it seems fine. It does. It's a little sticky. I might put a little WD on there just to free things up a bit. Tighten the tuner all the way first. Be careful not to damage that nut as well. And the frets. That's the tuner in. As I said, I'm just going to stick a little drop of WD on there just to free things up. Feels a little bit sticky. Then it should be fine. Just a little. That's it. And this side. That's it. Ah, that's much better. Yeah, new tuners, you know, sometimes they'll need a little bit of lubrication just to get them going. That's absolutely smooth as butter now. No problem. Just wipe off the excess. I mean, it's oil and oil anyway, so it's not going to have any effect. There we go. That's lovely. Smooth as butter. Okay. So now I'm going to put the neck inside the tin and get that screwed in. This is quite a fiddly bit of the job to get the screws lined up and started. So I'm going to start with the screw at the bottom. So it's quite fiddly to get everything lined up. Round about that looks perfect. Wow, who'd have thought that? So that screw in there and start it while that's lined up. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Now, for this one, I need to put the lid on and screw through the lid and the body. So I'm going to get that lined up as well before I tighten anything. Okay, so screw going in there. Should all line up quite well actually. He says it's not lining up. We'll get there. Always going to take a little bit of fettling at first. Screwdriver, let's just see if we can get it started. That's proving to be a bit of a nuisance. Come on, don't fight me now. Now we've got to this stage. Okay, I'm going to just need to put it in my lap so that I can see what I'm doing. It's a bit awkward doing it on that angle. Alright, that's when it started. Okay. Alright, that all appears to be lining up nicely. You can see it coming together now. Right, so I'll tighten those screws up. I need a different screwdriver if I can find it on my train wreck of a bench. It's here somewhere. It was. Okay. I'll use this one. It'll be fine. This one's alright. Come on. A little bit more. Right. I think that one appears to be tight. Let's do the bottom one. see what I'm doing, can you? How's that? Okay, so we're very close to getting this first one finished. That's nice and tight. Ooh. Just double check this one's nice and tight. Fine. There we go. Right, so that's the thing put together. All that's left to do now is string it up. I might put a bit of something around here to hold that lid on, although it doesn't seem to be moving at all. Maybe I'll be alright. Okay, string. One thing I've just thought of actually, I might need a string tree on here to hold the string down before it hits the tuner, but it'll work for now, just to get it up and running and more or less up to tune, but I probably will need to add that later on. I'm not going to worry about it now. Okay, so brand new string, as I said, a 12 gauge B string from a guitar. Can't remember what brand, I think either D'Addario or Ernie Ball, I can't remember now, I've had these strings for ages. Okay, so I've made a hole in the bottom of the can there, and you're not going to be able to see inside, but that is literally about 1 millimeter above the top of the neck that's inside. So, I just thought this is going to be quite fiddly actually. Okay, so feed that through there and hope it comes out the top. If not, I'm going to have to take this screw out to feed it through, but I might be alright. Let's have a look. Will it come through? Yeah. Didn't think that through, did I? Never mind, we'll get there. Okay, that's a nuisance. I might have to take that top back off to get this string through. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just pause here. I need to take this top back off so that I can get the string through. So I'll just pause you and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so I've got this string through there now. Just making sure it's going over the bridge, which it does seem to be. And I've just started to attach it into the tuner. And like I said, I'm almost certainly going to need some kind of string tree there. Maybe I'll get away with it, I don't know. I'll have a look. So I'll put the top of the can back on and the screw back in, hopefully. Screwdriver. And that's gone straight in, that's good. Okay, so once again I need to make sure that screw is nice and tight. As though the string is going to have enough clearance coming through there. I can already tell it's going to be too quiet, so I'll have to think about that. I may or may not put some sound holes in the top of the lid. I'd rather not. That might be right. Alright, let's get that tuned up to a B. Ooh, that's up to a C already. Actually, no, I want to tune it to a C, that's right. Right, have I got a pick here? I think it will probably sound loud enough with a pick. I've got one there. There's one. I knew I had one. Actually, I've got two. Oi. Ow, I can't get it out. And there we go. Here's my little pick. Actually, I haven't used this one before. Devil on it and OP. Some of you will know what that is. Right. Okay, I think the string is hitting against here a little bit. It sounds a bit funny. It sounds a bit weird. It's also not staying in tune yet. I'll just tune it a little bit sharp. Okay, let me just go back a little bit. In shot. Okay, so that is the first canjo, more or less finished. A couple of little tweaks here and there. I may need to open that hole up a bit just to give the string a bit more clearance. But also, it's facing towards this side of that hole. Now I'm left-handed, so as I'm plucking, that's pushing it towards that. For a right-hander, that might be alright actually. So we'll see. That's not staying in tune for some reason. I think the string is probably going to stretch out, and it's probably pulling a little bit on there. So until that settles down, it is going to keep going out of tune, I should think. Okay. I'm not really happy with the sound of this. I need to look into what's going wrong with this. I think it does need sound holes because there's just not enough sound coming out. So I'm going to need to look into that. But it's finished anyway, and I'm sure once I've figured out, I will put some sound holes in there. I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. It's just not enough sound coming out. I will try temporarily fitting a pickup, one of those cheap stick-on pickups, and see if that sounds any better. But it's not going to, because all you're going to do is amplify, the sound that's coming out of it now. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to put sound holes in there. Actually, there's one thing I can try. Have I got time? No. One thing I am going to try is just take the lid off, and then screw it back together and see if it sounds better like that. And if it does, I know I need sound holes in the top. Anyway, that's the first one, almost finished. I'd say 99.9% finished. And I always get this with new builds. I mean, no one's ever built this particular instrument before, so I often have to tweak things around until I come up with what sounds and looks great. So as I said, that's the first one finished, more or less. A few little tweaks, and it will be fine. So the next part of this project is going to be to carry on with the cake tin one, and I'm looking forward to getting into that, but not today. It is 5:30. I've been here for about 6 hours or so. I've got to clean the shop, and I've got to do a few other jobs. I've got to take some photographs of instruments I'm selling, get those advertised. So that's basically stage one of this project finished in, what was it, 8 videos? And there's still a few more to go yet. So hope you're enjoying it. As I said, I keep saying these videos are dedicated to my dad. Love you, Dad, miss you loads, and for the rest of you, peace out.